time now for our weekly UHERO report, our Project Economy Report. It's part of the Project Economy Report. And the University of Hawaii's Economic Research Organization. Joining us this morning, Sumner Lakra, economics professor at the University of Hawaii's Economic Research Organization. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. And, well, the federal government just released some new data on Hawaii's unemployment rate. Tell us about it.
Well, the unemployment rate in Hawaii rose from 6.8% to 6.9%. There's 700 more people looking for work here in Hawaii. But there's some good news. And the good news is that the number of jobs in the state increased by 1,200 jobs. That's positive. And oftentimes at the very early stage of an economic recovery, we find that jobs increase. And as people see that employment opportunities are slowly starting to improve, they start to come back into the workforce. So on the whole, even though the unemployment rate rose, I look at this as slightly positive news. To put it in perspective, we're still down 23,000 jobs from last December.
Ouch.
Yeah.
But I know that UHERO did predict that the unemployment rate was still going to be going up.
We did, and that's often what happens in the early stages of a recovery. We're still worried, too, about the government sector here in the state. There's the possibility of still further job losses in the state sector. We're also worried about the construction industry and how quickly that's going to recover. And so we believe that's going to hold down job growth and keep unemployment relatively high through the year.
Okay, so where do we see some of these added jobs?
Well, some of the added jobs actually came in the areas of construction and government. I was surprised to see the increase in government jobs. My guess is that, and we don't have this kind of breakdown in the data, but my guess is that they're mostly federal jobs. Because at the state level, I don't think that we're adding jobs right now. We also saw gains in finance. The tourism industry took a hit. There was some loss in jobs there. Still, I think tourism is going to improve over the course of the year. And, you know, this, on the whole, this was just mildly positive, favorable news for the state, even though the unemployment rate rose.
Yeah.
It's mostly because we added jobs.
And I guess we're going to grasp any kind of silver lining we can.
Absolutely.
So what do you think the state can do to encourage job creation at this point then?
Well, I think that there's two things the legislature needs to take a particularly close look at. One is to see that state construction projects continue on at a rapid pace. You know, we don't want to see that state construction projects are slowed down because of red tape, bureaucratic snafus. The state spending on construction will help keep the construction industry alive this year. There's a second item too, and that's the unemployment compensation fund. It's close to bankruptcy. What's going to have to happen is there's going to have to be a large increase in premiums charged to employers. That's basically a tax on employment. The state, both administratively and at the legislature, just needs to take a close look at this situation and see what can be done to ameliorate those increases in unemployment tax rates. This is a time in the economic cycle when we don't need an additional tax on unemployment.
Okay, all right. Well, on a side note now, I guess it must be quite a relief to actually have settled this contract with the university.
I think it is a relief. I think it's a relief because it allows people at the university really to start focusing on the university itself. I mean, I think whenever you have this type of contract situation, people are somewhat obsessed with the contract, and I think now that the university administration will be able to focus on the nuts and bolts of the University of Hawaii, and that's great news.
I think some might criticize that it's still going to be a difficult reimbursement according to the contract.
It's down the road and it's in the good years, but yes, it will be difficult.
And that's all you're going to say on that, huh?
That's all I'm going to say on that.
All right. Thanks so much, Professor, for coming in this morning and explaining our numbers a little bit better.
Thanks a lot, Jill.
All right. We'll see you soon.